I'm going to ask a favor of you guys today. Embrace the grossness of this game. Live for the hideousness and rejoice in the idea that sometimes Thursday night football is just supposed to be disgusting. Hey, Dave Loughy here, Broncos and Saints, talking Thursday night football. As always, if you don't mind, take a single second, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your favorite bets from tonight. You tailing, you fading, where are you going with this? And as always, if you'd like, hit me up over on Twitter at Loughy_D. Let's get into it. We got a 37-point total in this one. The Broncos on the road, 2.5-point favorites. A lot of injuries with the Saints here. A lot of injuries coming into this game, but at least we know pretty much who's going to be out and who's going to be in. That's helpful when I'm doing a video, right? It's what, 9:30 a.m. on the East Coast. Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, both of those guys already out. Derek Carr and Taysom Hill seem very, very, very doubtful, particularly Carr, but I don't think either of these guys played today. And they're going to be without their starting and backup centers and Cesar Ruiz on the offensive line. So not great. So wide receiver, you're looking at what? Cedric Wilson, Mason Tipton, Bub Means getting a lot of work. They also signed Dante Pettis to the practice squad. Maybe they elevate him. I don't know how much that makes a difference. Probably not at all. And the defense doesn't look as banged up. Pete Warner's the only guy that's going to be out for this one, that's been, not on the IR. And then Denver's missing all-pro corner Patrick Surtain, which is big. But otherwise, outside of Alex Pacheski on the O-line, they're pretty healthy, pretty much everywhere else. It's an ugly game. There's no doubt about it. We're looking at Spencer Rattler starting at quarterback for the Saints again, with no viable pass catchers outside of what? Alvin Kamara. I do like Juwan Johnson, but it's not like he's a game breaker. And this Denver defense has been so opportunistic. I mean, they're going to prioritize slowing down Alvin Kamara without question. And Bo Nix, okay, let's be completely honest. Bo Nix, outside of facing either an injury-riddled defense in Tampa Bay in week 3, or just a totally lifeless defense in the Raiders a couple of weeks ago, he hasn't been very good at all. And I know this Saints defense is underwhelmed in a very big way, right? Like no team has allowed more yards per game than the Saints. And I think last week had quite a bit to do with that when Tampa dropped the 50 spot on them. But I'm not totally sold on them being as bad as we've seen over the last couple of weeks, all right? They're still second in interceptions among all teams. They're third in forced fumbles, and now they face a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix who's making his first primetime start on the road in a ruckus stadium on short rest. So having dropped 4 straight games, I don't see the Saints just folding here entirely just because the offense is decimated. I think this defense does come to play today. And while I don't expect much offensive firepower from the Saints, Vance Joseph's defense has been incredible. Even without Surtain, I expect them to be a real problem for Rattler and company. Believe it or not, both of these defenses are 1 and 2 in red zone efficiency this season. So real bend but don't break mentality for most of the year for the Saints outside of last week. Look, here's how I see it. I expect both of these teams to play kind of a drawn out conservative game because I think that's where they find the most success. I'll throw a little wrinkle to this later because we got a parlay coming up. Stick around for the parlay. With neither team likely, I say likely because these games are weird sometimes, neither team likely to jump out to an early big lead, there shouldn't be a ton of reason to force it, and straight YOLO the game away like we saw Rattler do last week. So give me under 37.5 here. Also, I'm not betting the spread, but if I were to go with either side, I honestly think I would just sprinkle a little bit on the Saints money line at plus 136, because if this does play out to be an ugly game, a Bo Nix turnover against the Saints team that is one of the top, they might actually be the top overall team in takeaways this year. One turnover could end up being the difference. All right, let's get to the prop and then we'll get to a parlay. As always, guys, actually, I shouldn't bury the lead here. Monday, how about Breece Hall? Breece Hall 50+ receiving yards. We hit it right here, and over on tails in the premium Discord with a bunch of other props I'm always dropping in there. Plus 400 on the Breece Hall 50+ receiving. And then last Thursday, we hit the 100+ alt receiving plus rushing yards for Deebo Samuel. So we're in a little bit of a rhythm here, I must say. And if you want to join me over on Tails, get all of the notifications straight to your phone in the Odd Shopper app or in the premium Discord where we're building an awesome community. All you got to do is use the promo code NFL24, get you 50% off your first week or month. That's less than $5 a week. That's less than $15 a month. We have fun over there. We hit the ladders, the parlays, the round robins, and grind out straight bets for a profit. That's what we do. Link is in the description in the pinned comment if you ever want to join me. Say what's up in Discord while you're there. Let it be known, hey, I'm here because we want to welcome you to the community. Jaleel McLaughlin, over 22.5 rushing yards. Now, this is plus 105 on Bet365. Pinnacle's got this at minus 110. FanDuel has it at minus 113. DraftKings has it at minus 117. I like getting the plus money here at Bet365, and here's why. Javonte, I actually thought about going with some overs on Williams, but I pivoted off of that because he lost a fumble last week. He had a costly drop late in that game, and it seems like he's rapidly falling out of favor with Sean Payton, which actually sets up nicely for McLaughlin here in a matchup against this Saints defense, which we'll get to in a second. Now, Payton did indicate that he wants to get Audric Estime more work too, and I think he will, right? Because Estime just was activated off the IR, had very limited work last week. But I also think that McLaughlin could be relatively busy tonight. Here's why. Even if Williams' workload doesn't decline like we expect it to, McLaughlin could still get there against this Saints defense. They're allowing 5.3 yards per attempt to running backs this year and 169 rushing yards per game over the last 4 weeks. Crazy numbers. Even if they didn't allow a lot of points to the Eagles, even if they didn't allow a ton of points to the Chiefs or the Falcons, they're still getting beat up in between the 20s. And here, that's all that matters. We're not betting him to score a touchdown. And like I said earlier, I do expect, a bit of a more conservative approach on offense from Denver tonight. But given the insane amount of injuries to this Saints offense and how well the defense has played for the Broncos, why not go in here assuming that you will see a decent amount of rushing attempts for Jaleel McLaughlin? So as long as Nix doesn't turn the ball over and put himself in an early hole, which I think he will turn the ball over at least once, we'll talk about that. There should be some opportunities on the ground for McLaughlin to get there. Also, one more thing before we get to this parlay. If you are over there on Tails in the Discord, turn your notifications on. And if you're in the Discord, again, be around, because if Audric Estime props do drop and they look favorable, this may be a spot that we smash today on a really low number. So a lot of times they might not come out at all, but if they do, it'll be later in the afternoon or early in the evening. I'll be paying close attention to that. So come join me and make sure you're paying attention to that as well if we drop them. All right, let's get to a parlay here. I'm doing it on Bet365 today. Why? Because they have the $10 per every touchdown scored promo over there. It's that simple. We made $70 last Thursday in bonus bets alone on this. The one before that, the Thursday before that, Bucks and Falcons, we made another $70 in bonus bets. So even if this projects to be a lower scoring game, I don't care. Still a good opportunity, still possibility that we make back everything, even if we lose our bet, right? It's that simple. So if you're not there yet, you'll see it on the screen. If you're in any of those states, not only do they have the $10 per every touchdown scored in bonus bets this week, every Thursday, if you bet a same game parlay with minimum odds of even money with 3+ legs, must be $50, but you can combine all of them into $50 if you wanted to make multiple. But also, if you use the link in the description or the pinned comment, you're getting $200 in bonus bets on a $5 bet. So click that, take a minute to sign up, deposit 10 and only bet 5 of it, right? Even if you were to bet the first drive of the game, the moment that bet settles, win or lose, you have $200 in bonus bets, and we're going to be getting $10 in bonus bets for every touchdown score. So take advantage of it. That's where we're going here today. And I'm going with slightly longer odds. I'm going Alvin Kamara, 15+ rushing attempts, Bo Nix to throw an interception, and over 1.5 field goals made. Here's why. We'll break it down quick. Kamara had 10 rushing attempts just in the first half last week. Then they had to play from behind. He didn't see much, finished with 13. How about this? Bo Nix interception play. I think they play more conservative. However, he's still thrown 5 interceptions through his first 6 games. The Saints are second in the league in interceptions, and every quarterback to have faced them this season has gotten picked off at least once. 3 of them have been picked off 2+ times. And of course, the field goals. I mentioned it. 2 of the defenses that are 1 and 2 in red zone efficiency. It's inside of the Superdome, no win, nothing to worry about. Over 1.5 field goals gets us to plus 190 and we're collecting bonus bets every time a touchdown scored. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll see you back here for the next one. Peace.